next one was... Ooh, Skyscraper.
I watched this like 2 or 3 days ago with
Really?
my dad. With the whole family, actually. Well, not the whole family. The whole family that was there for Christmas.
Sure.
Me, my mum, my dad, and my sister. And, this film is just perfect. It's just so good.
Yeah.
It's everything I wanted from it.
Okay.
Literally everything. I don't really know what else to say. I would rate this a 9.
You'd give this a whole 9.
I'd give this a 9.
Okay.
I mean, it's not far off from a 10 because it is exactly what it tried to be.
Okay.
That film standard, that film type, fits a purpose.
Yeah.
And this film absolutely hit the nail on the hook.
I would. I wish
it literally couldn't be better.
I wish it had been even sillier.
Yeah.
I feel like it took itself just a touch too seriously. It was silly, but I wanted it to be even sillier.
What? Well, like what?
I don't know, like... It wasn't as crazy over the top as I was hoping it would be. Mm-hmm. It was very forgettable for me. Mm-hmm. There weren't a lot of, like, standout scenes.
Sure.
I mean, he had one leg.
Yes. Isn't it amazing?
But I don't think, like, they did enough with that.
What?
What did he do with his one leg?
Oh, my God, what's wrong with you? There was a point where he was hanging upside down from like a 1,000,000-story building by his leg, which falls off, his prosthetic leg, which falls off. He then catches it. He does a little flip in the air, catches it, and then climbs up the rope. And then there's a giant titanium door that's like a foot thick of metal that's closing, and he needs to keep it open. What does he do? He could walk over and just crawl through the door. No. He pulls this very, 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 very long rope with his prosthetic leg on the end, grabs the rope, lassos it into the door, stops the door from closing with the leg, and then goes and crawls through with his prosthetic leg, grabs it at the last minute. He's in. So
okay,
walking on both feet again. What more do you want? Also, there's a bit at the start which I know you loved, where you've got The Rock fighting Porn Stash from Orange is the New Black with only one leg. He's hopping about.
Oh, that does happen. You're right. That was good fun.
I don't know what more you want, really.
You know what? You're right. Maybe I need to rewatch this. You're right. That was
from amputee humour. Essentially,
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
you are correct.
I would like to up this to a 10 if I may.
A 10, really? 10 out of 10,
yeah.
Really? Okay.
Could this film be improved?
I cannot countenance a 10, but I will up it to an 8.
This has genuinely been one of my favourite films of the year.
Okay, I can understand that.
Oh, don't want to know what else to do with this. Let's see, Skyscraper 2. Keep on scraping.
Electric Boogaloo.
It's got to be a taller skyscraper, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Like a 9/11 kind of thing?
What, you mean aptly knocking over the skyscraper?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Okay, great. How would you rate the skyscraper?
I feel like I probably gave it a 7.
7? How dare you?
Sorry. If I watched it again, maybe I'd have better feelings on it.
Mm-hmm. You're not even slightly matching my enthusiasm here.
I can't remember
it very well.
It's
like you're falling asleep.
No, I just can't. I'm awake. I just can't really remember it that well.
Sure. Well, okay.
I feel like it was, like, passable.
Okay, so a 7 and a 10. And
it's up to a 10 now.
And
you did not give it a 10 at the time.
No, I did not. And the sequel is The Rock does 9/11 or something. Great.
So I can tell you that you gave this. No, yeah, you were. I gave it a 7. You gave it a 9. So you were very much on board from the beginning with this one. Okay.
I think I was a little scared to give it a 10, but now
it's just a full 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, what's next?
Incredibles 2.
Okay, this one was fine.
I didn't like this.
I
was bored.
This was a very safe film.
I think this film was wrong-headed.
What do you mean?
I feel like this film didn't understand what it should have been at all. It felt like it was a film for children, but it was a film that was all about weirdly adult. I don't mean adults as in like, oh, that's inappropriate for children. It wasn't like a sexy film or a violent film, but it was just like, oh, here's some really dreary adult drama that we're going to turn into a children's film. And I didn't care. Did not care.
Yeah.
It was boring. This film was actively boring.
Yeah, it really wasn't as good as the first Incredibles.
No.
Not that I enjoyed the first Incredibles massively anyway. So I really found that as Pixar movies go, it was
It was at the lower. It was like just above Cars.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
I mean, I did an episode of the Phil Better Show where I rated all the Pixar movies, and it was a very difficult thing to do.
Despite not having seen them all.
I didn't try and like slot in a Good Dinosaur somewhere where I thought it should be. I just the ones I hadn't seen, I said I've not seen, and
Okay, sure, yeah.
threw them at the bottom for now. Incredibles was quite low on my list. Both Incredibles were.
Yeah,
They were,
I just don't. I'm not a fan.
no,
I'm not a fan of
they're
the
really,
Incredibles. No.
they're not that. I don't know what the word is, but just like there's not many new ideas going on there.
They're just kind of dry.
Yeah, when you compare it to other Pixar films like Coco, which is just talking to you about death.
Yeah.
Inside Out, which is just telling you all
That's
these
it.
interesting
There's
things
no
going
emotional
on with
core to
like
the-
literally emotions.
Yeah. That's it. The Incredibles films don't have a lot of like emotion to them.
No,
They're
It's-
just
I'd say it's down now with Bug's Life.
yeah. That's probably fair.
Because Bug's Life, it's got some interesting ideas going on, but as the second, I think it's the second or third movie that Pixar actually made, they really hadn't quite sort of started thinking outside the box any further than what Toy Story did.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I just didn't care very
Yeah.
much. I just found it to be kind of dull. I don't understand why this film spent so much time on boring conversations about marketing. Do you remember?
yeah, I do.
There was all this stuff with like Mrs. Incredible, the wife, where it was just her going on and on and on about like
I believe she's called Elastigirl. But...
Elastigirl, sure, whatever. It was really dreary.
So what do you rate it? And what do you make for a sequel?
Sequel. I don't want more of this. I just
No, me
don't.
neither.
I don't like it. I just don't want more.
I know. Something to do with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh yeah, he was in it. He was fun.
And what he's got going on.
Was he Iceman or something?
Frozone.
Frozone, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, don't ask me how I know these things. I've seen Incredibles 2 once. I've seen Incredibles 1 once, maybe twice. But yeah, Frozone, easily the best character of the series, along with his wife, who's always off screen. Which
Oh, so we're
make-
finally
we-
going
we-
to see the wife.
no, I don't think so. I think she's a major character, but you never actually see her on screen
Okay, yeah,
because for both films you never see her.
sure.
She's just an off-screen voice. I think that would actually lean quite well into some kind of comedy there.
Okay,
But yeah, just a spin-off movie starring Frozone.
yeah, that could work.
He's got to go up against some new villain that the Pixar team would make up, and I wouldn't. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, I like that. That could work. Yeah, make Samuel L. Jackson the star.
Yes,
That would be good.
yes. And your rating?
I imagine I gave this like a 6.
6. Yeah, I'll join you with a 6. I think.
Okay, I can tell you that we gave this a. I gave it a 6. You gave it a 7.
Sure.
Would you change that or?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it was fine. I just don't really feel very strongly about it.
Sure. So yeah, 6 or 7 sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay, next is Mission Impossible Fallout.
This film didn't really have any of those scenes where you're like, how is he going to get out of this one? Me, as an audience member, I'm holding my breath.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't care.
Because that's what Mission Impossible films do.
Yes.
They've got the scene where he's hanging from wires from the ceiling. He's not quite touching the floor, but he's catching his drips of sweat. Perfect.
Yes.
Or like him and Simon Pegg are walking down a corridor with a screen in front of them that's projecting things that's not quite there. He's about to fall down the edge of the Burj Khalifa. It's going to be great. How is Tom Cruise doing this? He's really old, but he's still pulling these stunts off. Other stuff like that. No, all you get in this, he jumps out of a plane. Yeah, it looks great. It's all done in one shot, and I know that behind the scenes it took them a very, very long time and a lot of attempts to do, but it really doesn't look that impressive.
No, I agree. Yeah.
And it doesn't make me feel very tense. It was fine as an action movie. It would have been alright as a James Bond movie. Obviously, it wasn't written that way. It wasn't as action-packed as it should have been. Anyway, sequel to that?
The next Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible.
Alec Baldwin's back.
Of course he is. Of course he is.
So it turns out that in that very confusing scene where he died, or he didn't die, or he did, or he didn't, whatever happened, there were a lot of masks underneath masks in that. In that one, he didn't die.
Okay.
So he's back. And, well, it's going to be some kind of action movie starring him. Tom Cruise is only on the side.
Oh, that'd be good.
He's in it. but Alec Baldwin's the main character.
Interesting.
Has Alec Baldwin ever been the main character of a film?
Well, back in the day he was. Like in the 90s
But
and
like
80s.
since becoming Alec Baldwin.
Not so much, no.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to be the main character. There is going to be a new villain in the... Oh no, wait. I was going to say Black Panther's mum, but wasn't she literally in this film?
Was Angela Bassett in Mission Impossible? Yes, she was.
She was.
Yes, she was.
Never
Yes.
mind. Okay, well, not her then. What's her face from Widows?
Viola Davis?
Yes.
Okay.
She's a villain.
I'm on board, yeah.
And tell you what, she's pretty much her character from Widows.
Okay, I like it, yeah.
You know what? Cross it over. She's got a taste for, pulling off heists. That's what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
For pulling off heists and stealing lots of money. So she's going to do some of that, but like bigger and better.
Okay.
So both the sequel to Widows and to Mission Impossible. And Alec Baldwin's got to stop her somehow. At some point, the two of them get into a physical fight.
Viola Davis and Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And in this physical fight, well, one thing leads to another, essentially, and accidentally, Viola Davis rips off Alec Baldwin's mask.
It's not really Alec Baldwin?
No, and it's somebody else the whole time. It's somebody like Ving Rhames. Throw him in the suit. Or do we introduce somebody new to the franchise?
Well, I'm thinking... so
Nick Frost. There we go. And then you've got your further sequel from that, where you've got Nick Frost and Simon Pegg doing a Mission Impossible film.
Okay, I'm just trying to imagine the logistics of this. So, she rips off Alec Baldwin's mask,
Yeah.
and underneath the mask is Nick Frost.
Yes.
So is he also wearing like a girdle?
I mean, I don't know what Nick Frost's current weight situation is. I've not seen
I think
him.
he's heavier than Alec Baldwin, and Alec Baldwin's fairly heavy.
Sure, I'm sure they can work it out.
No, I think that would be funny.
Yeah.
What do you think you gave that?
Oh, Mission Impossible Fallout. 7? No, 6. 7 then, 6 now.
So you're marking it down.
Mm.
We both gave it a 7.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd probably mark it down to a 6 now. It was fine.
Yeah, I think my sequel idea was way better.
Yeah, absolutely. Your sequel idea has made me look back on the original film with more fondness.
Because it's a lot more ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
totally.
it needed to be one or the other, and Mission Impossible Fallout was just slap bang in the middle,
100%.
which did not work to its advantage.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, what's next?
Okay, so next up is Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again.
Oh, this was a good one.
This was fun.
It was just solid, nice fun. I was about to say great soundtrack, but I thought I'd let you take the reins on that one.
Well, having...
Soundtrack.
Soundtrack. Well, had you seen the first Mamma Mia film?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was...
I really enjoyed the first one,
Yeah.
soundtrack-wise. I thought it was really good fun, and yeah, it was a nice refresh of all the ABBA songs that I don't listen to all the time, but like I enjoy.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, for the first half of Mamma Mia 2, I was like, oh, they ran out of good ABBA songs.
They really did.
But it got... At the end, they were just like, oh, let's just reuse the first one.
Yeah.
And to their benefits. 100% to the benefit.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this was silly fun, but good cast, great use of Cher.
Was it?
Well, it was use of Cher.
Yeah.
Cher was in it,
She was there.
hence it was great.
Okay, sure. Yeah, this one was good. It was nice and emotional. Told a really good story.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just all around fun.
I was surprised how emotional this film was, considering how stupid it is. Like, when the ghost of Meryl Streep comes back from the dead and
Yeah.
sings One of Us to her daughter, I was
Yeah.
genuinely a bit choked up. Like,
Yeah. Well, who wouldn't be?
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with it. It was just had a lot of heart.
Yeah,
was
it
just
did, didn't it?
nice, yeah. I think it was very much elevated by the crowd that we watched it with. When Cher steps off the helicopter and you just see this like bejeweled foot just step up, somebody like to our left was like, "Oh, here she is."
Right. It wasn't me, was it?
It might have been you.
Yeah.
It was a proper grab a granny fest. It was great.
Okay, great. Okay, what would you do for a sequel for it?
So this film had it was like a prequel, wasn't it? It told the story of how Meryl Streep's character...
Prequel and a sequel.
Yeah, so it tells the story of how Meryl Streep's character from the original film managed to shag 3 guys in the space of like a month and not know who the father of her child, played by Amanda Seyfried, was.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like Amanda Seyfried's children grow up and then it's like she's the mother and it's like history repeating itself.
I guess. So Mamma Mia is set in the future.
Yeah. I mean, they're really going to be running dry in Avatar. By number 3, it's going to be, they're going to be really scraping that barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, if they've learned from the second half of this movie...
Yeah.
Then...
It'll just be... Just use the same songs in every film.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so out of 10, I reckon 8.
You gave this a 9.
Did I?
You loved this. Yeah, you were really into this.
I really did love this film.
I gave it an 8, you gave it a 9.
Okay.
Okay, next one then is Hotel Artemis.
This film was... it was something, but it wasn't quite what I wanted, and I don't know why. No, I do know why. It's because I was associating it with Bad Times at the El Royale.
No, you weren't. We saw this one first.
No, I'm well aware.
Okay.
I know they didn't come out at the same time, but I know they were both films set in hotels.
Yes.
And somehow I just got the ideas of them mixed up. I never got them actually mixed up.
Okay.
But, yeah, I was just constantly thinking about Bad Times at the El Royale, and I'm seeing Chris Hemsworth in just an open-top shirt doing a weird dance towards the camera.
Sure.
And I was expecting that from this.
And because you didn't get that, you were disappointed. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So, Hotel Artemis stars Jodie Foster as a nurse who is in charge of a hotel/hospital, private hospital for criminals, basically. And if you are a member, you can turn up any time of the day or night, and she will patch you up and send you back. But on one ill-fated night, a whole bunch of people turn up at the hotel, including a friend of her dead son, and the gangland leader, played by Jeff Goldblum, and a bunch of other people.
I loved the Jeff Goldblum reveal.
He was great.
Just the fact that he did the whole open the car door, show a foot in like a leather sandal or something.
It was peak Jeff Goldblum.
It was great.
Peak Goldblum. Yeah.
And I'm so proud of the film for not putting him in the trailers.
Yes.
Not saying, this is a Jeff Goldblum film. Like Jurassic World.
Jurassic World
this
was like,
is a Jeff Goldblum film. Here is no Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
this one is like, here is a film that could have anybody in it. Oh my god, it's Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And
it was good.
He was brilliant in it.
He was fantastic, yeah. I'm a big Jodie Foster fan.
Yeah, Jodie Foster was great in this. I've not seen her do anything like this before.
No.
I've seen her in Silence of the Lambs. I've seen her in Elysium, which is a bad Matt Damon sci-fi Neil Blomkamp thing.
Yeah. I find her very watchable. Panic Room, great film. She is the reason I like this film. I think anyone else wouldn't have sold it as well. It could have been a real train wreck, but she makes this film work 100%.
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree. What do you think of Dave Bautista in this?
He was funny.
He was. He's got a weird comedy to him. In this one, it looked like he wasn't even trying.
Yeah,
but just somehow it works. I don't know what it is.
This film had a fabulous cast. I really enjoyed this. I really, really liked this.
What would you rate it then? What
I think I probably gave it like an 8. Maybe a 7. Maybe between 7 and 8. It was a bit forgettable, but...
I reckon I gave it an 8, and I'm sticking with that.
So, I can reveal that I gave this a 7. You gave it a 9. You were very keen on this.
Okay, sure. I'll agree with my past self on that. That's not a bad choice.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a bad score.
What sequel would you make for it?
For a sequel, I would... Yeah, so Jodie Foster's back. Dave Bautista's back. I don't think there's any other returning cast, really. Doesn't everybody else die or have their stories completed?
Pretty much, yeah.
I think Sterling K. Brown's still alive, but there's
possibly
not really much more to do there.
Yeah, everyone else is dead, yeah.
Yeah, so they're going up against Daniel Kaluuya, who comes in with a bit of a entourage. And, causes some shit. Argues with... I don't know, let's pick another It's Always Sunny guy, Glenn Howerton.
Great.
You know what? Glenn Howerton's the main villain. Daniel Kaluuya is the secondary villain.
Why is Glenn Howerton not a movie villain?
I don't know.
He's the most evil man in...
He's so psychopathic,
yeah.
It's great. Yeah, okay, so Glenn Howerton comes in with an entourage, picks a fight with Daniel Kaluuya. Jodie Foster has to pick up the pieces.
That sounds like a movie. Like it. Okay.
Yes. Okay,
cool.
Great. What's next?
The Meg.
Oh...
I didn't like The Meg.
Well, I'm not surprised, and I don't care also, because I really liked The Meg.
I was bored.
Not enough to rate it a 10.
No, it's
absolutely,
not.
because it is...
This is not a 10 out of 10 movie, Harry.
Because despite the fact that Jason Statham has been acting way longer than The Rock, as far as I know.
Sure.
Or at least in more major movies.
Mm-hmm.
He is 100% just discount The Rock. Along with Vin Diesel and
yes.
Many other people, he's just discount The Rock.
Absolutely.
But this film was great. This film was, as far as I remember, it was all I wanted it to be. You've got your standard action hero, your Jason Statham, going against a giant shark.
Sure. You know what?
What more do you want from a film other than having The Rock in it instead?
Well,
because Jason Statham is nowhere near as likable as The Rock.
No.
He feels quite smug.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know if entitled is the right word.
He's not very interesting. He's not very charismatic.
He's really not charismatic at all. And I don't know what The Rock does to make himself charismatic, but
I think he just has the X factor.
He has it. Whatever it is, he's got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Statham does not.
No, he does not. But it's funny because I'm pretty sure last week we were talking about like my love of bad movies, and you were like, John, I feel like I don't appreciate bad movies the way you don't appreciate bad movies. Mm-hmm. And yet now you're defending The Meg and Skyscraper and Hotel Oslo.
Skyscraper's not a bad movie.
But I feel like we just have different taste in bad movies. I think you love bad movies as much as I do. But
I think the bad movies that you like are bad movies that don't mean to be bad.
Yes, I like a train wreck, yeah.
Whereas
you like a uncompromisingly bad movie.
Yeah, the bad movies that I like they're not quite bad movies. They're movies that they're trying to be something that is very much not the best movie ever made.
Sure, yeah.
And they hit the nail on the hook.
See, I like films that fly too close to the sun and then their wings melt and then they plummet. I think you like movies that go like... Nope.
Yeah. I mean, I think we both like both, but one of us likes one of them much more than the other. Definitely, yeah. So, yeah, this was what I wanted. It was a bad action movie. It was your standard action movie.
I went to the toilet like 3 times during this film, which is how I can tell I was bored.
Did you not enjoy the twist of the fact that there were 2 Megs?
I think I might have been in the bathroom when that twist occurred.
Oh, I think you did actually. Yeah. And so then it probably made no difference.
No, I was just
because
bored.
You never saw them both. One was killed and then another one's there.
My favourite part of this film was when Jason Statham is in the water and he's swimming and he's literally singing, "Just keep swimming, just keep swimming." He literally becomes Nemo.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, this film was a bad movie in both of our definitions, I think.
Yeah.
But not enough for you to like it, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I didn't hate it. I was just kind of like, yeah, I wish it was more.
Mm. Oh yeah, this was, compared to Skyscraper, it's nowhere near.
No, absolutely not. No.
I reckon I rated this. I reckon I rated this an 8, but actually I'm going to take that down to a 7, maybe a low 7.
Okay. I can tell you that what you gave this film was... Oh no, you gave this a 4.
4? Did I? Well, yeah. Bloody hell, my opinion has changed.
Yeah, I gave it a 3, you gave it a 4.
Maybe I need to rewatch it, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Well, what did I expect?
I don't know. But you gave it... All I can say is you gave it a 4.
Okay, cool.
The stats don't lie.
Alright. Well, I look forward to rewatching it just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll rewatch it and be like, oh yeah,
that was crap. It really was terrible. Yeah.
For a sequel then, so The Meg 2. This time...
It's personal?
This time it's back in the habit. Let's see. So you've got a giant shark. You've also got a giant octopus.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, which it's been done before. You've got your krakens. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What other marine animals can you make giant that could be fun?
A giant seal.
A dolphin.
A giant dolphin.
Seahorse. A giant seahorse.
A giant seahorse.
Yes. Yeah, that's always fun. Oh no, a sea urchin.
A giant sea urchin.
Because that was just the round spiky thing.
Okay.
And that could just like roll through a city or something. That could be good fun.
Okay, if you say so. Sure.
What? Well, what do you want from this?
I'm not convinced. But...
yeah, okay, so essentially just more large sea animals of different kinds.
Okay, I'll get on board with that. That's cool.
Giant crabs.
Yeah.
Giant everything. Giant blue whale. It's like the size of a moon.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm on board.
So Statham finds this giant blue whale, does whatever he can to take it out of the ocean. The ocean level worldwide shrinks by like 6 foot or something.
Yeah.
Solves global warming. Great.
Fantastic. Cool. Okay. That sounds entirely plausible.
That's what I need these films to be.
Whatever.
Solve global warming by taking out the blue whales.
Okay. If you say so.
It makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
They take up a lot of space.
Yeah. I believe you.
And then we can melt all the icebergs.
Fine.
Get lots of fresh water from the icebergs, send it to Africa. Solve all the problems.
Absolutely. You have single-handedly solved global warming. Good for you.
Yep. So what's next?
Black Klansman.
Okay. This film was disappointing.
I would agree.
I was expecting a lot more from this film. I don't know what I was expecting, but just the trailers made it look really great, and it was... I think it was at that level where it was just almost great.
Yeah.
But by being only almost, it was just not... It was nothing.
Yeah.
Quite forgettable, I think. An interesting concept. Is it based on truth?
It's definitely based on a true story.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what more to say there. It's just fine.
Yeah, I was super disappointed with this because I had such high expectations. Because it wasn't bad.
No.
It wasn't a bad film, but it didn't have that grit. It didn't have that real kind of like, Jesus Christ. I was never really fully engaged with it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you rate it then?
I think I feel like at the time I gave it like a 7, but now I'd definitely move it down to like a 6.
Easily a 5.
Evil is, yeah, it just wasn't very good.
Mm-hmm.
So I can reveal that we gave it a 6 and a 6. So
6 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay, well I brought it down one. I guess
I'd bring it down to a 5 and a 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. What's next then?
Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay. Well, this was something.
This was a thing. Yeah.
So yeah, after Black Klansman, at least there's something happening, although not entirely satisfying.
Mm-hmm.
So this film, I think we watched because we'd heard it was doing really well internationally.
It was a huge hit in America, not so much here. Yeah.
I thought it was a huge hit in Asia as well.
I'm sure it was, but I just know it was also a massive hit in America.
Yeah, it was. Would you say your standard rom-com?
I think this was an absolute by the numbers romantic comedy movie, and that's not a bad thing.
No,
but it was it was just very much a rom-com, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't blown away.
Same. It was extremely average. As far as I remember, it didn't really put a foot wrong, but it didn't boldly put a foot right, which is what a film needs to do to actually be
more ambitious.
Yes. Absolutely. It played it safe and it worked well.
It played it incredibly safe. And it's based on a book, so I guess maybe the book plays it as safe. So this is based on a novel. I don't know who wrote it. But it's about a New York Asian American lady, played by Constance Wu, who's dating this guy, and they've been dating for a couple of years. And then he reveals to her, after all this time, that he is actually from a very wealthy family in China?
Singapore, I think.
Singapore. So they go back to his family's home, and they are incredibly rich. They are unbelievably wealthy. And then a lot of the film is her trying to fit in with this wealthy environment. The problem I had with this film was that Constance Wu is, like, she's fine as the main character, but she's the kind of person who would not have a problem fitting in with the world. Like, she's pretty and she's intelligent and she's refined. And it's like, okay, maybe she's not a multi-millionaire, but you'd have to work pretty hard to not like her. Whereas the supporting character played by Awkwafina would have been a great lead.
Yes.
Like, if he'd been dating some proper, like, you know, New Yorker like her, that would have been a film. Like, someone who really would struggle to fit in with that world. As opposed to just like, oh, I'm dating a nice girl, but she's not a multi-millionaire. But, you know, that's my sequel. Awkwafina as the star.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Constance Wu was boring.
Yeah.
She wasn't bad. She was just...
She was boring, yeah. Like, the film had an alright cast. It had some ups and downs, mainly from actors that I'm not familiar with. It was Michelle Yeoh, wasn't it?
She was the standout by far. She plays the evil mother-in-law. Yeah.
Yes.
And she nails it. She nails it.
She is a great villain.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the film overall, like I say, it's just fine. It's good. Would you watch another one?
They're going to make more. But I'm not in a rush to see more, to be honest. Yeah.
No, me neither.
I wouldn't avoid it. I enjoyed this film, but
I think I would watch it if there was nothing else on.
Yeah,
at the time.
If it was a slow week.
At the time I arrive at the cinema.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I'm not going out of my way to watch another one of these.
No, yeah. It was absolutely average.
What would you rate it?
6.
6. Yeah, I'll get on. Yeah, 6 as well, I think.
Sequels?
Well, like you say, the Awkwafina.
Awkwafina.
The Awkwafina.
She was
spin-off.
much better used in this than she was in Ocean's 8. Mm-hmm. I'll give her that. She got much more to do in this.
Yes. Maybe some kind of a prequel that somehow Awkwafina versus Michelle Yeoh. I'm just picking the 2 best actors from the film, really. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Michelle Yeoh's just like being the evil CEO of a company, and Awkwafina's trying to take them down.
Sure.
And stay anonymous.
Yeah, that could work.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Don't know.
No, I feel like that could work. That's a thing, yeah.
I'm not too sure. I mean, the plot of this was so paper thin that you can just do anything with it, really.
Pretty much, yeah. It was very thin.
Yeah. Okay, what's next?
Okay, next up we have Searching. Remember Searching?
Yeah, I watched this one over Christmas too.
If we watched this one? Okay.
This one was great.
I liked this.
This is a really good film. It was I nearly said a great concept for a way to portray a film. It's not quite great. It's tenuous. Mm-hmm. But it is an interesting idea.
Yes.
For the entire film to be done through computer screens, phone screens, TV screens, everything like that.
So in this film...
It largely works.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of leaving your video chat program open just for no reason.
Yeah. So in this film, the novelty of this film is that it's filmed entirely on FaceTime-y, stuff like on mobile. Yeah. So it stars John Cho, the guy from Star Trek.
Yeah.
He plays Sulu.
Yep.
He plays like a dad. Again, the mother is dead because their mothers always have to be dead.
Yes.
His daughter goes to a party one night and goes missing, basically. Mm-hmm. And the whole film...
She just goes missing.
She just goes missing. And the whole film covers him as he tries to find her purely through FaceTime and the internet.
Mm-hmm. You meet the detective who's on the case.
Mm-hmm.
She's this character who's got a bit of a past, I guess, which he finds on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's a lot of product placement in this film, which I loved so much. It was brilliant. Not sure if it was all real or not. I've not actually looked it up.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure most of it was
some of the streaming.
Oh yeah, some of those
websites
were not real,
that she was on. I don't know if that's where the kids are these days.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that, and it's a little bit kind of a whodunit kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some great twists and turns, and overall, it's a really enjoyable film.
I really had fun with this.
Yes. You really had a fun.
I had a great fun with this.
You had a great fun.
I had a fun with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I had loads of funs with this. It's just, I don't know, the twists in this film, they're just brilliant because the first major twist you see, it's that, and I'm going to spoil this film now, and if you've not seen this film and you listen to this, you should just skip over this little bit because it's a great film, but it is ruined if you know the twists.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not a great film after that. So yeah, the first twist you see in this film is the stock image girl.
Oh god, yeah, Fish and Chips.
Fish and Chips, who turns out is just a stock image who's been, of another person who's been talking to the girl who's gone missing, and then when this company gets in touch to say like, hey, we'll broadcast your daughter's funeral online, and John Cho's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And then it's like the stock image girl with 2 thumbs up, pretty much, just going like, hiya! And that twist is brilliant. I got it instantly. The film had to explain it for a further 10-15 seconds.
Yeah.
Even watching it a second time, sent shivers down my spine.
Really?
Just because it's like, whoa, that is a twist I did not see coming. So I saw it the second time. But just like the girl's face and everything, she looks a bit evil.
Yeah.
Even though she's just she is literally an innocent stock image girl.
Yeah.
That's it. Like he calls her up and she's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. I just sold my face to some photo company or whatever. And it's just so great because it's just the most ridiculous twist ever until they're like, okay, well, it turns out that the missing girl was just in this ravine that the detective who covered the whole thing said that the ravine had already been searched, but it hadn't. But it's been like 7 days and no one can live for that long without water. But 3 days ago, it rained.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard.
Oh, it was so good because there's never been a more ridiculous twist.
It was so ridiculous. I loved it. I loved it.
I don't know if it was ridiculous or shit or
it was
whatever
absolutely
it was. Because
both,
it was great for the film because it was like, okay, that's a reasonable twist for why this film can sort of keep going for another minute or two.
Yeah.
But just rain being a twist. It's just wow.
And the actress Deborah Messing, that was it. Deborah Messing. She played it so straight. She was like, "It rained yesterday. It rained on Monday. Turn the car around." It was great.
Yeah, it was.
I thoroughly enjoyed that.
It's a great film for both of those twists.
Yeah,
and
I would recommend this film wholeheartedly.
Absolutely. So
much fun.
So we've just had Christmas. I showed this film to my parents. They loved it. They didn't eat it with the same spoon that you did, but
sure.
They had a really good time with it.
I'm glad.
You always know it's a good film when my mum's about to fall asleep to something and she's doing that thing with her eyes where they're both really trying to close and she's really trying to keep them open. She's having a little battle there by herself. That means that she's sold on a film.
Yeah.
She will sleep through anything.
Sure.
Or she can sleep through anything. And if she doesn't, then
it's a hit. Yeah.
It's a hit.
Great.
So what do you rate this then?
I reckon I gave this an 8.
I reckon I gave this a 9. I'll stick with a 9.
Okay. I will reveal that you gave Searching a... We both gave it an 8.
All right.
8s across the board, yeah.
I'm going to take it up one.
Cool. So up it to a 9. Great.
Yeah, after watching it recently.
Cool. Next is The Predator.
Okay. Yes. Did I rate this one a 0?
I rated this a 0.
I know you did.
I fucking hated
Did
this.
I rate this a 0?
No, I think you actually had some kindness to say about this film.
Because I was thinking, this isn't quite a 0.
Ugh,
in hindsight, this is at least a 2.
No, it's not. I hated this. I hated this. I was so angry about this movie.
Awful.
Garbage.
It was just terrible. I don't know how they made a film this bad.
No, I am agog at the badness.
It makes no sense whatsoever. How they could, for example, have a character who has Tourette's and just use that as comedy.
Oh shit, they did, didn't they?
I thought that we'd move, as humanity, we'd move past that kind of kind of humour.
Yeah. But not in this film.
You know, in at least an innocent way. I get it if somebody's going to just be making bad humour that's just offensive to everybody, then, you know, like your James Franco kind of comedy.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure, fine, whatever. Be offensive. But this one, it was just being accidentally offensive, which is worse.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg with this film.
This film, there was so much wrong with this film. I don't even know where to begin with how much I hated this. This is the closest I came to walking out of the cinema.
Yeah.
I was willing you to suggest that we leave because I was so desperate to just leave the screening.
Well, I think at this point I'd already heard, I think it was the Weekly Planet's review of this film, and they dug into it so well that I just really wanted to watch every single moment of it just to be like, oh yes! And the guy does get his legs chopped off by the ship's shields or whatever.
Yeah, sure. I wish I'd had that experience. I was just angry.
Yeah. What was bad about this film then, for you?
There was not a moment of wit or joy or funniness or excitement in this film. It was just... So it's a Predator film. It's like the 5th or 6th or 7th, I don't know. There are no interesting characters. Like... To describe the plot, all I could say is it was a Predator film. That's all you can say.
I mean, I've already forgotten almost everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm struggling to remember what I hated about it specifically, because I can't remember anything about this film. All I remember is that it's boring. Jacob Tremblay's in it as a kid with autism.
So Jacob Tremblay in this?
Yes. He was the kid.
There was a kid in this?
It was Jacob Tremblay, yeah.
I genuinely don't remember.
He gets given the Predator mask. He gets in the post.
He blows up a
He
house or
straight up
something.
kills people.
I mean, I went to the toilet for that bit.
Yeah, you took multiple toilet breaks in
I
this.
did.
Multiple.
That's rare for me to take even one.
I know, yeah.
I
I wish I'd joined you.
This film... Who else was in this? So there was... The main guy was the guy from Logan,
Yeah.
who did really well in Logan.
Sure, you had Keegan-Michael Keyes.
There was a woman in this who got constantly harassed by every other cast member.
There was a terribly harassed woman. Oh, I'm going to have to Google it, because I don't remember. I genuinely did. This film was so bad.
Not that she was good either.
No, it's not even memorably bad. It's just bad in that way that you don't even remember it. I hated it.
How would you make a sequel to it, and what would you rate it?
I don't want a sequel to it. It was fucking terrible.
You don't... Okay, a remake of that vague storyline?
I don't know. I just don't care.
Okay, recasting.
Recasting anyone but the original cast.
Oh, okay, so the main guy, Sylvester Stallone.
Sure, okay.
All the secondary cast, the cast from The Expendables.
I could work with that. Yeah.
So that's your standard action heroes.
Sure.
Great. And then you've got yourself a movie.
Yeah, that works.
There it is. And your rating for it.
I gave this 0.
And
I remember distinctly giving it 0, and I stand by that 0.
It's not grown by a single
It has not
point.
grown on me at all.
It's not grown to a 1.
I defend that 0. I defend that 0.
I'll give this a 1. I want to give it a 0, but for some reason I can't. What did I give it again?
What did you give it? You gave Predator a 1.
A 1? Oh, right. Okay, great.
Okay. Next up is Venom.
Oh, this was a confusing film because I was expecting a train wreck and hoping for a train wreck.
Same.
And this was not quite a train wreck, which really throws it into that middle ground of like, oh, do I like this? Do I not like this? What is this? Like, I'm sure that you hated it.
When I was looking back on the scores that I've given to all the films we've seen this year, I genuinely did think I was too hard on Venom. I feel this film was a train wreck, but it was a fun train wreck. And it was just silly fun. And maybe that's what I want from a superhero movie.
Well, this film, it wasn't bad. It was just fine. It was very average. A lot of the scenes, particularly the action scenes, were drawn out maybe double what they should have been. You know, which is a lot. So there's a chase scene in the middle, which goes on for maybe half an hour, maybe 2 hours, I'm not sure. Somewhere in between. And that was the scene that made me realise, okay, this is not a good film, but I'd be very happy to watch a Venom movie now.
Yeah.
And before now, I've not been up for the idea of watching a film based on Venom. This one really sold me on the idea.
Yeah, I'm genuinely interested in seeing more Venom movies.
Yeah, same. I don't know how this movie achieved that.
No, because it's not good.
No, it's not. But it made
somehow
money.
I'm interested, yeah.
It made money, and now it's going to get sequels.
Yeah.
It's outstanding. It really
That
is.
is a genuine achievement, yeah.
For a final third act, it's just CGI, moisture-based beings fighting each other.
Moisture-based beings. That is a great description.
I'm not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That is.
And it's awful.
Yeah.
It's extremely predictable and just bad, and it's all been done before, and it goes on for a very long time, and yet they pulled it off.
They somehow did. Yeah.
It is very, very.
I don't know how this film works, but it somehow works.
Yeah, I'm extremely interested to see what the sequel is going to be like for this. That being said, what do you think the sequel will be?
So my idea for a sequel for this is, because I was really fascinated by the
post-credit scene.
No, the conclusion of this film, not the post-credit. I couldn't give a shit about the post-credit. Like, no, I mean, I like. Sorry,
You take that back.
sorry. Oh,
That wig writes itself.
okay, sorry. I liked. So you did a proper like. I liked the.
I really thought you had a different reaction to me mentioning the post-credit scene.
No, so I did like it, but before the post-credit scene, the end of the movie is so crazy bananas when Venom and Tom Hardy's character, what's his name when he's not Venom?
Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock. Do you remember when he walked into the supermarket and he's like, and that guy's like holding up the woman and he's like, "I'm gonna eat you," and then he's like, "No, I'm not," and then he's like, "Yes, I am," and then he literally just eats the guy.
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah.
It's there's what is happening?
I loved that Tom Hardy had the balls to, after changing back into Tom Hardy, to be licking his lips.
Yeah.
Because that was a Tom Hardy decision.
That was a Tom Hardy choice. Yeah, it was a choice he made.
He didn't need to do that. The CGI could have just been like, "Hey, Venom eats this thing. Tom Hardy's not that alright with it." No, he's like, "I'm full on going for this.
Yeah,
I am a literal cannibal now, and yet I'm the protagonist of this film."
Yeah, I'm the hero of this film. So
film series.
Yeah. I would like to see a sequel in which, so Tom Hardy is Eddie Brock. He's eating people. He's eating like full-grown adults. He's a human being. If Eddie Brock is eating human beings, then are they going into his digestive system or Venom's digestive system?
I think both, but like it depends when he transforms back into Tom Hardy. Because at the end he transforms back into Tom Hardy just a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
So I reckon that Tom Hardy's got maybe like a foot to
This is what I was thinking. If he's eating like an entire human, like, so I'm thinking like,
so Tom Hardy gets fat.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's got super fat.
Right.
By the sequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Because Venom is like 7 foot tall or something. So Tom Hardy takes that mass, but with Tom Hardy's height.
Yes.
Great. Because also I feel like Tom Hardy's not actually that tall.
No, I don't think he is.
No, he's one of those stars that is like 5'2" or something.
Yeah.
But films make him look 7'8" or whatever. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that works. Out of 10.
Well, I feel like I gave it a really low mark, like a 4 or a 5, but I definitely think I should up it. I feel like I was too hard on this film because this film was a hoot.
Yeah, I reckon I probably gave this a 5. I'm going to up it to a 7.
Yeah, same.
Because just talking about this it's been really enjoyable.
I'm now a big fan of this film. I can reveal we both gave it a 4. I think we definitely need to up it to at least a 6 or 7.
Yeah. And this film does not deserve it.
No, we were too hard. I don't know why we were so harsh on this film. This was great.
No, sorry. I'm saying it does not deserve that good a rating.
No, it doesn't, but it was fun.
Of the film that it was and the effort that went into it, it does not deserve it, but it gets it.
Yeah. I mean, compared to some of the real shit, there's been so many boring films, like compared to some of the boring shit that we'll get to.
Yeah.
And that we've also already been at.
Yeah.
I feel like this film deserves better.
Okay, what's next?
Next is Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, great.
This was fun.
Okay, so obviously I've been looking forward to this film because I saw Hotel Artemis thinking it was this, and then it wasn't, and so I was like, Bad Times at the El Royale can't come soon enough. And so I had to sit through all kinds of crap like Predator and Venom, and finally this happened, and it was not a disappointment.
I really liked this.
One bit. The trailer made me think, okay, this film is going to be ridiculous, and it's going to take it to levels that this trailer hasn't quite revealed. And boy, did it deliver!
This film so delivered.
It really showed me that Chris Hemsworth can play any character he wants.
Sure.
Chris Hemsworth was the height of this movie, and despite the fact, for me at least, despite the fact that he's not in it for the first 2/3 of the movie, doesn't damage the movie at all.
No.
Because the first 2/3 are still really interesting.
I'm annoyed that this film has not had any Oscar attention whatsoever.
this film is doing a lot.
I feel like this is such a well acted film. I feel like Jeff Bridges and Cynthia Erivo should both be in the they're not. Nobody's nominating them for anything. They deserve to be in the Oscar race this year. They
Absolutely.
are both fantastic.
They are both they're both playing perfect roles for each of their each of their acting abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This was just a really, really good film. Is this an original story or is it based on anything?
I think it's original.
Okay. Original screenplay, do you reckon? Or is that a bit ambitious?
I don't think it will, but I think it deserves to be. This film is... I feel this film is going to be so underrated because nobody went to see it. It was a massive flop. And that is so unfair because it is fantastic.
Yeah.
I really liked this.
Yes. This film was...
probably the most underrated film of this year, I would say.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
This film was complete craziness.
Yeah, I'm so glad we saw this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We could so easily have missed this.
Yeah, were you actually that into it before seeing it? Or
no, I think it was like a quiet week.
Well, no, I was in. Were you particularly looking forward to this film, or was it something?
No, exactly.
I was like, "Hey, John, we're going to go watch this."
No, I think you forced us to watch this,
Okay.
and I'm so glad you did because this was easily one of the best films I've seen this year, and I could so easily have not seen it and would have just ignored it.
Same. Yeah.
This film was fantastic. It was really good. Yeah. So the plot of this is that it's set in a hotel in the middle of nowhere in America in like the 60s, maybe.
Yeah, it's on the border of two states. I think is it Nevada and Oklahoma,
Something like that. Yeah.
or something like that. I'm not fully sure. Those two states may not even border.
Yeah, this isn't a film
fully
that's
sure.
grounded in a lot of reality.
Yeah.
But the characters all turn up at this hotel, all of them with their own kind of motives for being there, basically. Jeff Bridges is there because his brother and him robbed a bank and they hid the money there, and then his
like decades ago,
and he went to
his
prison.
brother Ron Swanson.
Yeah, his brother being Ron Swanson, exactly. Yeah, and as the film goes on, all the characters' real motivations come to light, and Chris Hemsworth comes in with his abs and just causes all kinds of shit.
He does. Oh.
I
like how this film just builds and builds and builds. Like, it turns out that John Hamm is like a spy or something. He's working for the FBI, and then he's very quickly just murdered.
Yeah,
and then Jeff Bridges turns out is a bank robber posing as like a reverend or something.
Oh, his character was so interesting.
So much going
so
on.
good.
And like, okay, that's new. That's something else. Cynthia
Erivo
is literally the only person who is what she says she is.
Yeah.
And then there's another girl there who...
Dakota Johnson?
Yes, who's there with her sister.
Yes.
Wait, one of them is tied up. I forgot who.
The sister is tied up, yeah.
Yeah, she's there. And she's got her sister tied up in a hotel room. And so that's a bit of a twist right there. Well, it's a girl, and then it turned out to be her sister. And so it's all just building these different levels to the film of ridiculousness. And then all of a sudden, as we all saw from the trailers, and we all so looked forward to from the trailers, Chris Hemsworth turns up and steals the show. And the fact that he steals the show from a film that's got all this going for it, that's got this incredible cast of people doing incredible things that they've not all done before in their acting careers.
Yeah.
And Hemsworth comes in and just owns the film, even though he's in it for all of, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's outstanding.
I agree.
Probably his best performance.
I would, yeah. This is a real showcase for him, definitely. Yeah.
He can play psychopath quite well.
Yeah, he should do that more.
Yes.
I really feel like...
He does comedy very well. Him and Ghostbusters was very, very good.
Yeah.
I imagine his Men in Black is going to be quite good too.
Yeah. I really feel like...
Not a patch on this, however.
No. I think I've not seen Thor Ragnarok, but I feel like Thor Ragnarok has opened up a whole new career for him. Where people are like, oh my god, he's not just a sexy six-pack, he's also legitimately funny.
Yes.
And really entertaining.
Yes.
Cynthia Erivo, I can't believe she's not being like Oscar nominated. She was fantastic. That speech she gives when Chris Hemsworth is like, I'm going to kill you. And she's like, she just talks him down. She's just like, I'd rather listen to the rain. She's like, I've spent my entire life listening to like boring white people telling us.
Yeah.
She's so unbelievable. And the scene, you say that like she's the character who's the most what you think she is, but the part of the movie that made me jump the most is when she smashes Jeff Bridges over the face with the glass.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes.
I loved it. I just loved this film.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to watch it again. It was outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most underrated film of the year.
It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I don't think there's anything else afterwards on our list today in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was great. What would you rate it then?
I think I gave it an 8.
Give it an 8? How?
I think I'd give it a 9.
dare
Yeah, I
you?
think I'd now give it a 9. I've talked myself into a 9.
This film has absolutely grown on me.
It is so good, and I cannot wait to see it again.
Yes, I will give this... Oh, I don't know. I reckon I gave it a 9.
It's not a 10.
Maybe an 8. It's... I don't know, John. It's
not a 10. It's good, but it's not 10 good.
It's getting close. Well, if I gave Skyscraper a 10 for being a film that couldn't be made
Well,
better...
I question your decision to make Skyscraper a 10.
Not because Skyscraper is a better or worse film than this.
Sure.
But for the film it was trying to be, it was perfect.
Okay, fine, yeah.
Same as Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
This, I can't see how it can be better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it could have been written better. It couldn't have been acted better.
Sure.
It couldn't have been shot better. It looked fantastic. We didn't mention that. It looked
It's
fantastic
beautiful,
as
yeah.
well.
I was just thinking...
The set design on this film actually really stood out.
It was I love a self-contained film that's on a small set. I love... Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's very close. I don't know why I'm resisting giving it a 10 right now.
Well, it was quite long.
Was it?
It was like over 2.5 hours.
I don't remember it feeling long.
No, it didn't feel long because it was very engaging. Yeah.
Fuck it.
It's a 10?
It's a 10.
Okay. I'm keeping it at 9, but I really liked it.
What did we give it?
We both gave it an 8.
Did we?
Yeah.
How dare us.
I feel like we should give it better, yeah. This was slept on. This film was super slept on. Next one?
Yep.
First Man.
Well, that is a
from
big jump.
Yeah. Fuck this movie.
There's a big jump for Beyond the Box Set. A small jump for films. I don't know. It's trying to do something there, maybe the wrong way around. Mm-hmm. This film was absolute shit. I was expecting so much from it, and it delivered nothing.
Do you know what? I have been so angered by this film because not only was it shit and boring, but since watching it, like, because I'm on, like, I follow a lot of, like, film critics on Twitter and stuff. So many people have been like, because basically this film came out and it bombed, it made no money, and then it's not been nominated for a lot of as many awards as people thought it would be. So many people have been like, oh my god, this film has been so slept on. This is a modern masterpiece. People have been like, this film should have been nominated for all the Oscars. People are stupid for not nominating this film.
In what world?
And I'm like, no. This film is fucking boring.
Yeah.
I hated this. I hated it.
Baffles me that somebody can take a story... No, not even somebody. That Damien Chazelle from La La Land and Whiplash...
But,
I mean,
to be fair...
are arguable films as to their quality or whether you like them.
Yeah, sure.
But they are both very well-made films.
Sure, okay.
Especially Whiplash. It's a brilliant film.
Okay.
The fact that somebody who is as experienced and good as that can make one of the literally most exciting stories in human history, like for so many different reasons, and make one of the most boring films that there's ever been.
Yeah?
I just don't get it. There's so many angles they could have taken on this story. So many. They could have just done your basic story of the Apollo missions. They could have done your basic story of NASA.
Yeah?
They could have done just a basic story of just Apollo 11. Or anything that's interesting. They could have done something about... Well, they touched on it. The politics of the piece.
Yeah.
Of how, the white people are going to land on the moon.
I would love to see that film.
And then
I
there's
would love to see that
there's
film.
all this other shit going on in
Yeah.
the world. And they did nothing with it. They picked the most boring thing they could have done. I'm told they kept it true to the character, because apparently Neil Armstrong was quite, I think reserved is probably the best word here.
Yeah. But that annoyed me.
A bit boring and everything.
Yeah.
And okay, fine, you did it accurately to honour what Neil Armstrong, who Neil Armstrong was, and how he behaved and everything like that. But if he's known for being boring and withdrawn, well, don't make a film about that.
Yeah. I'm so angry.
Because even as boring and withdrawn characters go, for example, Daniel Day-Lewis's character in Phantom Thread.
Sure. But that was he was interesting because he was boring and also kinky.
Yes, and I can see how they made that an interesting film.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me.
But for somebody, yeah.
Yeah. This was just nothing.
I am so angry about this film. It was so uncinematic.
Because now it also means that any of the stories that I've just mentioned, they can't be
They're
done.
never going to be told, yeah.
And well, not for
a long time.
10,
yeah.
15
Yeah.
years. Without them being made and somebody saying, "Oh, didn't we just have this because we had with this movie with fucking Ryan
I don't
Gosling."
understand what people are seeing in this film. It was so fucking dull. I just don't get it. I do not understand at all why people liked this film.
It actually makes me angry, and I've not been as angry as I was for the past minute for a long time.
No, same. Like, this film made me angry too. Like, it could have been so much better.
Oh God, I do not know what I will do if this film wins an Oscar.
No, I don't think
If
it will.
it wins like a Best Picture Oscar,
It's
or
not
something.
going to win Best Picture.
A technical or something, I'll let that slide.
Yeah.
'Cause,
No, I
maybe
think-
it was alright, but anything story-wise,
Yeah. No, it's been really weird. I've been following so many like accounts that are like big Oscar following Twitter accounts, and they're all like Widows and First Man, both like modern masterpieces that deserve all the Oscars, and it's just everyone's stupid. I'm like, they were both boring films. They were both boring.
we'll get to Widows. I don't think it's an Oscar winner. It's
Widows
fine.
is much better than First Man. Don't get
But
me wrong.
First
yeah.
Man
No.
is that's surely a wake-up call for a lot of people. It must be. The people at the studio who thought this film is exciting, the writers who thought this film is a great film for whatever reason. Exciting is the wrong word. Films that need to be exciting to be great. This wasn't great. This was nowhere near great. They missed the mark so heavily. And with a story that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that we sent somebody to the moon. Not everybody knows the story of Apollo 13.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows the story of a lot of the story arcs that were missed from this. For example, Apollo 8. Apollo 8, where that was the first one they orbited the moon, which is a big plot point they missed from this movie. But Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, everybody knows it, and they made this so incredibly boring. And it wasn't a short film either.
God, it felt endless. It felt endlessly long. The guy next to me literally fell asleep.
Was that me?
No, I didn't see you.
Oh yeah, saw this from my parents. Oh my God, this film.
The film that made me the most angry this year, probably. This or Predator. I mean, obviously it's better than Predator, but for different reasons.
For me, it's this by a long way.
Yeah, the most disappointing film of the year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm definitely currently rating this a 0.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'm not sure what I gave it.
You gave it more than a 0.
A 1. No, I gave it a 1, surely.
You gave it a 3. I gave it a 5.
Oh, it deserves a lot less than that.
Okay.
I'm passionately against this film.
Okay. No, that's true. I would bring it down to a 3.
Okay. I'm sticking with a 0.
You're bringing it down to 0. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I may rewatch this film, but only for self-gratification.
Yeah.
Just to be like, yeah, this
it's
film
as bad
was...
as I thought it
yes,
was. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. That's it. And I'll be honest, I will never pay any money towards this film.
No, nor should you.
In any way.
Yeah.
I will not support this.
No. It was bad. It was very bad. I agree with you.
All right, it's 4:30. What are we doing?
Next is A Star Is Born. A Star Is Born.
Oh, sorry. I need a minute to change emotions here.
Okay, you take your time.
This film was all right.
It was fine.
I'm probably going to get more excited by this by the more I talk about it. I think I quite enjoyed this film.
Yeah.
More than I expected to. Because I was doing a lot of comparison to Bohemian Rhapsody, and I know I'm one of a lot of people who've done the same.
Sure.
Just because they came out at the same time.
Well, that's coming up next.
And yeah, they're both quite musical films.
Mm-hmm.
This was very Oscar baity.
This film was made purely to win Oscars.
Yes.
Such an Oscar film.
It's the La La Land of its year.
It is absolutely, yeah.
Lady Gaga was fine in it. Bradley Cooper, I will be extremely surprised if he does not win Best Actor for this.
He was outstanding.
Yeah. I feel like he's deserved it over recent performances. Like, he's done very well in recent performances, but in each of those, it's not been unjustified that he's not won.
No, absolutely, yeah.
Like, he's never deserved to win.
Over whoever won, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. This one, I'm very interested to see if anybody can beat him.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that role.
Basically...
Because this was outstanding.
Yeah. Basically, it's between him and Rami Malek for Best Actor.
Rami Malek is a solid choice as well. Maybe we'll get to this. Maybe we'll do it now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will be quite angry if he doesn't get a Best Actor nomination.
He'll be nominated, but do you think he deserves to win over Bradley Cooper?
Difficult, but I think Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper, yeah.
What about you? What do you think?
Well, I really enjoyed the first half of this movie. And then the second half I thought was pretty terrible.
Terrible?
Well, not terrible. It wasn't like 0 out of 10. It was just, it was a big drop off compared to the first. The first half was exciting and so emotional, and there were a couple of genuinely iconic scenes. And then the second half, it just felt really dated. Like, all the stuff around him committing suicide and stuff just felt out of date and mishandled. But the first half was so good that I could get...
How so?
Because, I don't know, I just feel like using suicide as a plot device is really... It's been done. It felt insensitive.
Well, it's been done in the 3 versions of this
in the
film
3 versions of
beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the plot. And if you're going to remake a film, there's only so much plot that you can rewrite. What do you do in that scenario?
I just feel like it could have been done more sensitively. It was just a bit... It felt icky. I don't know. It just felt icky. The whole thing about him being like talked into committing suicide.
Oh, I was going to ask, how did he die in the previous films?
In all of them, he commits suicide. Well,
commit suicide just of his own accord, as opposed to from somebody else's motivation.
Yeah, basically, I think he drowns himself in the Judy Garland one, and in the Barbra Streisand one, he's driving and he basically has a car. He gets really drunk and he basically drives and has a car accident and dies. But he's got himself so drunk that it's basically suicide.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, none of them handle it particularly well. But I don't know. It was just more like the first half of the film felt very modern and fresh, and the second half of it felt like it was too beholden to the previous versions of the film. I don't know.
I kind of agree in that the first half was a lot better than the second half, because the first half, it lent heavily into the music written for the film.
Yeah.
Which was a definite high point.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the Shallow song that is, I guess, the single that they're promoting.
Yes.
Personally, I'm not a fan of that. I've only heard it actually the once while watching the film. I've not actually... I don't listen to the radio, so I've not heard it that much. But all the other little bits that you hear, like half a song of what Bradley Cooper's doing, I really enjoyed that stuff. That man has got a voice.
He's a great singer, yeah.
And that is a big surprise to me.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's stuff, her character is way more interesting in the first half, where she's not very confident.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she becomes confident and becomes Lady Gaga, it's just not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
At all. Because it doesn't honour the journey that she took in the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
She just suddenly turns into exactly Lady Gaga without the background that her character Ali has. Is it Ali?
Ali, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know what to do with that.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. I think that Shallow, the song that they sing together, is the iconic moment in the movie.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
When he drags her on stage and she sings and she does, because she's got this amazing voice. That's the clip that everyone's going to play.
Definitely,
that is the moment for the movie.
Yes. But yeah, after that, the film does take a downwards turn, certainly, until it gets emotional at the end when he kills himself.
Yeah.
Which, personally, I don't really think was insensitive.
I don't think it was offensive. I just think it was weird.
Mm.
I don't know. It just felt very dated.
Dated really isn't the word that I'd choose. I don't feel it would be appropriate to have a villain
Yeah.
in this. This film didn't seem like it needed a villain.
Yeah, true. The evil British guy telling him to kill himself felt very out of date.
Yeah. You know what? I think you're right. Probably insensitive is the right way to describe it, because it could have been a lot. It could have had a much stronger message.
Yeah.
If it was just like, hey, this guy's depressed.
Yeah. He's struggling with something. Yeah.
And he's built his way all the way up to suicide, and this is how that goes.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh yeah, someone's been really mean to him and he feels bad now.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly how I felt about it. It just needed more justification for why he reached that point, that low point in his life. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you do for a sequel?
Oh man,
that's a bloody tough one. Would you remake it again?
I don't know. I mean, after Lady Gaga, who else would play that role?
Beyonce.
No, because she was going to.
We talked about this. Beyonce can't play somebody who's bad, who's not very confident, and
no. Beyonce is pure confidence.
Potentially ugly.
Yes. Miley Cyrus, maybe.
I guess, perhaps. What if you do it with somebody who make it a bit of a comedy, a piss take of A Star Is Born?
Okay.
Make it somebody who thinks that they really can't sing.
Okay.
But then they've got a Bradley Cooper type who really thinks they can sing.
Okay.
The joke is they can't sing.
Oh, I see. So it's like Jerry Halliwell or someone.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, Jerry Halliwell.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of Bradley Cooper, Tom Cruise.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Tom Cruise is Bradley Cooper.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks of himself as like a super successful musician.
Sure.
He's not.
Right.
He's absolutely not. He's playing events way smaller than even the drag bar that we see at the start.
Okay.
And, then Jerry Halliwell thinks that she can sing. No, sorry, doesn't think that she can sing. Tom Cruise thinks she does.
Tells her that she can, yeah.
So then she does think she can. She can't.
Right.
She can't even sing as good as Tom Cruise.
Oh, yikes. Okay. I've never heard him sing, so.
You know what? I'm sure he has.
I'm sure he can sing.
Yeah. Not sure he can.
But I'm sure he believes he can,
yes. Yeah. And, I reckon that the film goes from there. And
okay. That could be interesting.
Yeah, maybe she's successful. Maybe she actually, at one point, actually gets together a crowd of, like, maybe even 10, 15 people.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That could be workable.
Yeah, could be great.
Cool. Like it. Should we move on?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry. What would you rate The Star Is Born?
Oh, I think I gave it a 7.
I'll stick with a 7 as well.
I'd stick with that. Let me check. Star Is Born got 2 7s, yeah.
2 7s? Lovely.
Okay, yeah. Next is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody 9?
No, yeah. I enjoyed
straight off the bat. I know we're doing that later, but like, yeah.
I had a good time with this film.
I had a really good time with this movie, and the more time I spent away from it, the more I've loved it.
Yes.
This was so much fun.
Yeah.
This is exactly what this movie should have been.
Yeah, I agree. People have misunderstood what this movie should have been. People have been so critical of this film, and I think this film absolutely got it right in terms of what Freddie Mercury would want his own legacy to be.
Yeah.
So much so.
Some of the acting in this could have been a tad better.
Oh, absolutely.
The rest of the band. Rami Malek was outstanding, and like we've already said, definitely deserves a nomination.
Yes.
If not potentially a win, but we'll see.
I think he'll be nominated. I don't think he'll win. Yeah.
I agree. But this film was just so much fun.
It was. I left this with a smile on my face. Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, I'm sure there's bigger Queen fans out there, but this film perfectly encapsulated what Queen is to me. Yeah. It's just great fun. I loved how the film really pushed through the different eras that happened in their story. Of them like starting off with their first record, Killer Queen, their first major record, getting into Bohemian Rhapsody, and all the other hits that came from it, little stories that happened. Yet, you've already said in the past how it's clearly written, or at least
by
heavily produced by the other members of Queen.
Like, we wrote them too, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad thing towards this film.
No.
For me, it's just another little bit of fun. I mean, I'm not saying anything's not true, but it's just fun to see, like, oh yeah, this was actually written by me. And it was actually better performed when, like, what was his face? Not Freddy, before sang it instead.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think certain people thought this film was going to be a really, like, serious, depressing biopic. And actually, it's like a crowd-pleasing, fun film.
For a minute, it nearly was.
Yeah.
It starts off, you see Freddie Mercury
Dying, yeah.
in bed.
And that's not what this film should have been.
No, it's weird they included that scene at all.
Indeed, yeah.
Because it was a very, very short and quick scene, and it was like, okay, this is how they're bookending the movie. But the film doesn't finish with him dying.
No, nor should it.
No, certainly. And it's nowhere near that. Like, yeah, they build in the AIDS storyline to this, as they absolutely should, even if they tell it in the wrong chronological order. But, like, this film ends so well.
Oh, it definitely does, yeah.
Like, so well, in fact, that it brought a tear to my eye when I watched it in the cinema, just because that Live Aid performance was brilliant.
It really, yeah, I agree. It absolutely was, yeah.
That's one of the ways in which this film couldn't have been better. The fact that they didn't just do Bohemian Rhapsody at Live Aid, that they went on to do like 2 or 3 other tracks as well.
Yeah.
Like, not even well-known ones.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, yeah.
Hammer to Fall or whatever it's called. I don't know. I mean, I remember the Live Aid performance, don't remember what the track's called. It's not on their Best Of album.
No, yeah. No,
And
I'm
yet
so
they
pleased.
included it in both
People
Live Aid and then this film.
Yeah, people got really angry that this film ended with... That this film, like, mixed the timeline and had his HIV diagnosis and then had the Live Aid thing.
I don't know what people wanted.
No, it was so right to end it at Live Aid. It was absolutely the right choice to make.
And it would have been incredibly wrong to
not mention his AIDS.
Exactly, yeah.
But also, it would have been really wrong to mention it and then make that the end of the film.
Yeah.
Because that would have been so depressing.
Yes, it would, and that's not what Queen or Freddie Mercury
Exactly.
was about.
Freddie Mercury kept his disease hidden to his death for a reason, and people have to respect that. And I think this film did a really good job of respecting who he was and what he wanted to represent and how talented he was. I think this film celebrates Freddie Mercury's life and his talents in a way that he would appreciate. I don't think he would want a film that was about a sad, depressing film about him dying of AIDS.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
And also, this film very well celebrates his flaws.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is brilliant and not that common to see in films like this. I'm very interested to see what the Elton John movie is going to be like.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as good.
Absolutely not.
No.
Yeah, this film was brilliant.
I loved this. So.
How would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give this an 8.
Before we get to the more difficult question, I'm going to give this a 9. But again, I'm feeling very generous.
Okay, yeah.
I could give it more, but I'm going to stop at a 9.
Stop at a 9, yeah. I think that's fair, yeah.
But my God, am I looking forward to rewatching this?
Yeah, I've recommended this heartily to like a lot of people. I'm like, this is a very good film.
Yes, it's going to be so good to watch again. So, that difficult question.
Sequel?
Yeah.
I mean, he's dead. So
what do you do?
5.
The rest of Queen 5. Okay. Bloody hell.
Do you remember that?
We went different directions there.
You know what I'm talking about there, right?
Yeah. Oh dear. Well, maybe if you could do a film in a very similar style, but just pick somebody else.
Okay.
George Michael, for example.
That'd be good, yeah.
Because I don't know much about him, and I would love to learn more.
Like a film about his life.
Yeah. I'm sure that he's had quite an exciting life as well.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really lived, yeah.
Yeah, great.
That would be a great film.
I would love to see
At some point, that will happen.
Yeah.
There will definitely be a great George Michael movie at some point, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would that be what it's called? Great George Michael movie?
It will probably
just Great George Michael? Or?
It would probably be called Club Tropicana or something, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, of course it would.
No, Careless Whisper, maybe. It would be called Careless Whisper.
Careless Whisper. Careless Tropicana? No.
No. Careless Whisper, yeah. Next is... Widows.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, I was looking forward to this film for months in advance. A long time.
Yeah.
So have you. Did it deliver?
No.
It was close, though, right?
It was fine.
For me, it was close to delivering.
It was close. I feel like this is another one that a lot of people, but it came out, and like there was so much hype around it, and then it came out, and it was like, wah, wah. and then it didn't really hit, and then it didn't get nominated for a lot of awards. And then now people are being like rose-tinted glasses about it. A lot of people are saying like, "Oh, this film was robbed. It's so stupid that people are ignoring this film." And I'm like, actually, it wasn't very good though.
It wasn't robbed of anything. It was
very average.
It was just fine.
Yeah,
it was miles better than Ocean's 8.
It would 100%.
As we said in our review.
I mean, that's a low bar. But
this is how a heist movie works.
Yeah,
and an outstanding cast. Absolutely. I was completely sold on Viola Davis's performance in the trailer, saying, "I don't think we've got the balls to pull this off."
Yes, absolutely. that alone was worth the price of admission. Yes,
and the film really did build towards that. It didn't shy away from that line.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the scene, I think, ended after that. It was a long scene. It was just getting more and more heated up, and then she said that line, and that was it.
Yes,
it was fine. It had an alright plot, a tad too convoluted.
Yeah, I'd agree, yeah.
Had a side plot, didn't quite need to be there.
Yeah, I think this film was overly written. That's the main problem this film had.
As I said in a review, this film would have scored another 2 or 3 points on our rating here if it had followed through with a twist, which I was really looking forward to. At the very, very end, where Viola Davis, she's in a warehouse, she's counting the money or whatever it is, I don't know.
Yeah.
And her supposedly dead husband, Liam Neeson, turns up. And we've already seen the reveal halfway through the film that he's still alive. But he turns up at the end. She turns around, sees him. She's not surprised. For reasons. And I was really, really hoping that he was going to be like, "So did you do it then?"
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "Yes, I did." And like she gets the whole message, or the two of them were in cahoots the whole time. She knew he was going to fake his death, and so she was going to have to pretend to put this whole heist together to steal an extra $3 million or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the two of them just drive off into the wild with $5 million total, leaving her 3 female colleagues
just in the shit.
In the absolute shit.
That would be a great ending.
That would have been amazing if Viola Davis was the villain the whole time and she gets away with it. She's in cahoots with Liam Neeson, who's also a villain, which is not that common. And that would have surprised the audience. It would have been brilliant. And this film, it doesn't try to add any sequels to anything, but it's not saying that it that it couldn't. Like, I could see this cast coming back.
Oh, yeah.
If this film had done better. I could see this cast coming back and doing another film together.
Absolutely.
As it stands for the quality of this film, that's not going to happen.
No.
If that twist had happened, that would have very much sealed it as just like, no, this is very much a singular film.
Yeah.
And this is going to be great. And if that twist had happened, this film would have justifiably had some Oscar buzz around it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
As it stands now, because it didn't have the balls to pull that off.
It didn't, you're right. Good call.
Because they don't have the balls to pull it off, it's not going to get anything at all.
It's a shame. This film felt like a missed opportunity to me.
Yeah, big time.
I really was so primed to love it. I was so ready to love this film. And I was disappointed that I couldn't.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't bad, you're right. It wasn't a disappointment. Well, it was a disappointment, but it wasn't like a bad film. But it just didn't go there for me. It just didn't hit those heights. And it so easily could have done. You're right, it really needs it to be darker and more twisted and more focused. Yeah.
What would you do for a sequel then?
What you said. Make it that Viola Davis and Liam Neeson were in cahoots the whole time.
See, that's difficult to pull off now because...
It's tougher now she just shot him in the head, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. I meant that just it's difficult to pull off. This film ended with not doing that.
Yeah.
It could have, like, if they had have done that, then you could have a film of those two just being the villains, doing a new thing.
Yeah.
And that would be great.
It would be great.
However, that can't be done. So, I mean, you could have her like trying to pull off some other kind of heist, but it's not interesting if you don't have the personal connection. Well, it's not got the personal connection, but her personal connection to her husband is gone now, forever.
Yeah.
So, what more can you do other than she remarries and her new husband is also a criminal?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That would be fun. Yeah, I can see that.
It would, but it's very much just like, oh,
Yeah, I feel
going
like
on
this film wrote itself into a corner that I didn't want it to go down. You know?
It did. Ugh, anyway.
What do you think you gave it?
I reckon I gave it a 7, but in hindsight, it should be a 6 maximum.
Widow's got a 2 7s. Yeah, so 2 6s, would you say?
Yeah, well,
Cool.
yeah, if that's what you're saying.
Okay. Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald.
Oh, no. This year is not going well.
This was bad.
Johnny Depp is a bad choice, a very bad choice for this role. He is not charismatic,
No.
and a villain needs to be charismatic. As I may have said previously, Colin Farrell would have been a much better choice,
Yes.
rather than have Colin Farrell actually be Johnny Depp the whole time,
Yeah.
which doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the film's crap.
It was, yeah, we've talked about this at length. This film was just poor.
Yeah.
It was a poor film.
It was difficult to sit through, which is a shame, because Harry Potter is one of my favourite series of all time, and this is only part 2 of 5.
I was so mad when I learned that there were going to be 3 more of these.
3 more?
I was so angry. Yeah.
If it was one more, it would be
I'd be like, great, cool.
Alright, you can close it off, and then
Yeah.
just be done with
But
that part of the
3
universe.
3
3 more.
What? Who's asking for that? Who wants that? Nobody.
I don't know. Well, Warner Brothers have made a very bad decision here. So they've realised Harry Potter is successful. The Wizarding
Yes.
World is a popular thing that people like. And that's true.
Yeah.
That still is true today. Fantastic Beasts is not the best way to go with that.
No.
It's not the wrong way to go with it. For 5 films, it is the wrong way.
Sure.
For 3 films, that's alright.
No.
Yeah, 3 or less. They need to do something else with the world.
They just need to stop letting J.K. Rowling write this with no one editing her.
It's quite possible that J.K. Rowling is actually not good at writing screenplays.
No, I agree. She's a good novelist, but writing books and writing screenplays they are 2 very different talents. It's like asking a ballet dancer to do like contemporary modern
Tap dancing.
Yeah, it's just 2 different skills. It's nothing against her. She's great at what she does, but this is not her strong point, and she needs to recognise that. I think.
Yes.
Because this film was so confusing. We talked about it on the Beyond the Box episode recently. It was like there was so much backstory in this film. It's like going back to what we were talking about earlier, Immortal Legends. It was like there was so much backstory happening, and it was like just give me some fun, give me a plot that I can follow. Don't just it was too much. It was too much.
I don't know. She should still absolutely have like a producer role.
Yeah, she should be
or something. She
should have final say on what happens to the characters, because they're her characters, they're her stories.
Absolutely, yeah. She owns this.
Yeah,
but she should not be in charge of the main script for these films.
Absolutely.
They need somebody in there to say, "Hey, JK,
yeah,
you're wrong.
Yeah,
You're wrong right now.
Yeah,
Like with the decisions you've made, they're good, and I'll do something similar.
Yes.
But that's not quite right." And unfortunately, they've not got anything like that. It's George Lucas syndrome.
it absolutely should.
When he came to the prequel trilogy, that was pretty much it. He had final say in everything. Nobody said no to him.
Yeah,
And that's why those films turned out the way they did.
yeah,
This is what's happening here.
I agree.
6.
6 for
Oh, and as a sequel, Johnny Depp was Colin Farrell the whole time. He was using Polyjuice Potion. And now he's still trying to take over the world, but Eddie Redmayne does manage to stop him somehow. I don't know. Oh, no. They managed to break that weird artifact that Jude Law's got.
Oh, yes.
So Jude Law can actually now go and fight Grindelwald.
Okay.
They have their fancy CGI battle.
Sure.
Nobody kills each other. Maybe Jude Law does injure Grindelwald. Actually, you know what? Jude Law does injure Grindelwald to the extent that Grindelwald is now going to die.
Okay.
Slowly. Not slowly, but like over the course of a minute or two.
Okay.
They have a big emotional goodbye sequence, and maybe at that point you then get a flashback
Okay.
of their entire relationship.
Oh, of the Grindelwald versus Dumbledore relationship. Okay.
Yeah. So then you can really build in the emotion and the love right there, and you can have something that just builds a lot of emotion into watching Grindelwald die on screen.
Okay.
Yes,
sure.
he's been a villain the whole time.
Yeah, true. You need to humanize him a bit.
But then if you feel sad that he's gone, because then you see that Dumbledore's sad or whatever, and then
I think that would be very good. I think that would, yeah. I really feel like we need to see more of that.
Definitely, because currently the way they've written Johnny Depp's character is just full on evil for the sake of being evil.
Yeah, and that's not entertaining.
Yeah. So
cool. So you gave it 4. I gave it 3.
Wow, have I rated that up since?
Yeah.
Great.
Are you sticking with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Next is Robin Hood.
This film was crap.
It was terrible.
Again, at risk of sounding like Ross Burton again, this film shouldn't have been made.
No, this film was ill-conceived from the start.
I'm really not against remakes, sequels, reboots, anything like that. If they're done well, this one was not done well.
No, this was a mistake. This should not have been made.
It wasn't as bad as I'd liked.
Yeah.
Which, again, was a disappointment.
Yeah.
But, well, it happened, didn't it? Ben Mendelsohn was the best thing in this.
Sure, by a country mile.
By a country mile. Even so, this was, like we've already said, Ben Mendelsohn is increasingly average in every one of his villain roles.
Yeah.
This was the lower end of that.
He's definitely phoning in his villains at this point.
This is the lower end of average.
Yeah, I agree.
And that was the best thing.
I was so annoyed by this film because it started with a voiceover from Tim Minchin saying, "Forget everything you ever known about Robin Hood because this is the real story." And then it was just the same as all the other ones. I was like, really?
Yes, this was very terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish it was more of a train wreck. I really do.
I know.
Because it was below the line of being an enjoyable movie without being a train wreck.
It committed the ultimate sin of just being boring.
Yeah.
It was just a boring remake.
Yeah.
It was like a low-budget Guy Ritchie. Guy Ritchie, yeah.
Really was. And, oh dear, like, they really want to get a sequel out of this.
They did. This was another one that was setting up a franchise. That's never going to happen.
No.
Never going to happen.
No, clearly.
It was very entertaining.
If you were to make a sequel to this, however...
Oh, God.
What would you do?
Make it better?
Robin Hood meets 50 Shades of Grey.
You want to make it a sex film?
It was Jamie Dornan, isn't it? So.
True. Yeah.
So Jamie Dornan is now the Sheriff of Nottingham, which
yeah.
means he is essentially in charge. So Dakota Fanning, is that right?
She's not in this, but she could be.
In 50
She's
Shades.
in 50 Shades, yeah.
So she is now Maid Marian's sister.
Okay, great.
Okay. And she gets with Jamie Dornan.
I see. And then they get into the whole S&M thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. And whatever else happens in 50 Shades happens.
No idea. No idea.
Great. Moving on.
Okay. Next up is... Oh, what do you think you gave Robin Hood?
Ooh.
I mean, this was a recent one.
It was recent, but my memory's shit. I reckon I gave it a 6.
You gave it a 2.
Did I?
Yeah.
That feels way better.
Yeah, we both gave it a 2.
Oh, why am I saying 6?
You're getting too
I know
generous.
I'm saying 6.
Because you're drunk.
I'm drunk and it's past 5 a.m.
Yeah, you're being too generous. You're being far too generous.
Okay.
Okay, next, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, this one, again, I'm very excited to watch again.
Yeah.
To rewatch. This one, I know I rated a 10. At the moment, I don't know. I think right now I would probably rate this a 9. But I think with a rewatch, that could quite easily go back up to a 10 again.
Okay.
To compare this to Infinity War, which I also rated a 10, Infinity War has just been incredibly quotable for me and just great fun because I've rewatched it a fair few times and enjoyed it every single time.
Sure, okay.
Spider-Verse I've not rewatched at all. Not even a second time at the cinema. So I can't really give quite the same fair rating.
Yeah, sure.
Into the Spider-Verse couldn't have been better.
It was a good time. It was a very good time. Yeah.
The voice work in it was great. The casting, brilliant. And then, of course, the animation in this, like I hinted on earlier, is the absolute outstanding best animation film this year.
Yeah.
I could see why people might vote for Olive Dogs in the Oscars over this.
They'd be wrong.
They would absolutely be wrong. This film it took animation to a new level.
Yeah.
I think a level that Pixar should be jealous.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time since I've seen a film that felt visually inventive, and this film was genuinely inventive. Yeah.
There have been other films that have tried to imitate what comics can do.
Yes.
For example, the Eric Bana Hulk movie directed by Ang Lee.
Yes.
That one, it tried it in a way that just did like, hey, look, here's comic panels.
Mm-hmm.
No,
not
we
the same.
we don't care. Nobody cares. This one, it just did it so incredibly well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not much more I can say on this. If anybody's seen it or has seen the trailer, then you'll know what I'm talking about. This film is great. So I rated this a 10. I said that I might take it down to a 9. Talking it back to myself, I'm bringing it back up to a 10.
You've talked yourself back into a 10.
Yeah. Where are you?
I think I'm at an 8.
An 8. What about a sequel idea for it?
Oh, God. Well, I feel like they're just going to continue in this vein because they hinted very heavily at a sequel at the end of the film. Just to have all those characters come back and open up more dimensions, even more Spider-Man. Just more hilarious Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
Next is, we are very close to the end, Mortal Engines.
Okay, well, this film was a lot. And it was trying to be even more than that.
Yes.
And it did not do well for doing so.
No.
For trying so. The film could have been a lot better if it was a lot simpler.
I agree.
However, that's not even slightly what it achieved.
Mm-hmm.
It became the most convoluted yet paper-thin film it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And it's baffling how they managed to get there.
I'm so confused how this film got made.
Yeah.
So confused, yeah.
I'm also quite interested to know how long it was that this film took to make.
Several years.
From the start of the writing process to the end of the reshoots and post-production process.
Yeah, agreed.
Because it must have been ages. And how long must hundreds of people been like, this is shit.
This is garbage. This is clearly going to fail, yeah.
I'd love to have worked on that movie.
Yeah, I would
because you'd
have watch a documentary about the making of this
shittest
movie.
boss ever.
Yeah.
So what would you do for a sequel?
I would cancel the whole thing. I don't know. I'm tired.
Really? I think cancelling the whole thing is a damn fine idea. What did you and what would you rate this out of 10?
I feel like I gave it like a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you gave
I'm pretty sure I gave it a 2. I would like to rate this a 0 if I could.
You're downgrading to a 0.
I'm aware that we only did this this evening.
Yeah. It was a 3 and a 1. You gave it a 1, I gave it a 3.
Okay, cool. I'm downgrading to a 0 if I can.
Cool.
Yeah, I know it was this evening that we did this, but I've taught myself
the
down.
more you think about it, the less you like it.
Well, it's not just that. The other films that I've talked about that I've given 0s to, it's like, they're better than this.
Okay.
Predator is better than this.
Okay.
Do you think?
No, I think Predator was worse.
Okay, well, maybe we're going to go through this.
Yeah.
Final film of the year. Final film of 2018.
Mary
Review still to come out.
Mary Poppins Returns.
Yes. This was good fun.
It was delightful.
It was just all right.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't offensive. I didn't find it shameful to the brand of Mary Poppins.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I enjoyed watching it. Mm-hmm. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't everything I hoped for, but it was everything I expected.
Yes.
Because largely for me, none of the music was particularly memorable.
No. Yeah, I would say this was exactly what I expected, no more or less.
Mary Poppins sounding music.
Yeah.
And here's all the songs you know, just subtly put into the score.
100%.
Yeah. I did like. Yeah. And as you've said, means that they're stuck in your head when you walk out of the cinema.
Yeah.
Even though they
I walked out of this film humming songs from the original Mary Poppins, not the film that I saw tonight.
They clearly made a decision like, let's keep all the original music, but so that we're not shown to just be retreading old ground, let's actually not include any of the original music and just write new stuff.
Yes, yeah.
Which I reckon was the right idea.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it worked out alright.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. I'll rewatch this. I'm not
in a rush to rewatch it, but at
same.
some point I will watch it with a family member or someone's kid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll happen. And when that happens, I will defend this film
Probably, yeah.
because I did like it, and I feel like a lot of people will not like this film
Yeah,
because
agreed.
it's difficult to build a sequel to a film that's so beloved, and
Yeah.
this film does not justify the sequel.
It doesn't, but it doesn't, like, make it seem like a huge catastrophe either. I feel this film is perfectly adequate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, I can't show this film to Ross and be like, see, Disney can make good sequels.
No.
This it's not that film.
But you can show it to your nieces and they'll be like, yay,
yeah,
colours and pretty songs.
Yeah, out of 10?
I think I gave it like a 6.
A 6? Yeah. I reckon maybe a 7, I don't know. I think we're about to see how bad we are at actually rating films when our numbers are completely off.
Yeah, it was literally like today we did this. 7 and an 8. You gave it an 8. You've already downgraded from an 8 to a 6. Wow.
What did you say, 5?
I gave it a 7.
Did
Yeah. Okay, so all that remains is to discuss our final rankings.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
So, the worst film we saw this year.
No. Go best first.
No, you got to
The worst is way more exciting.
Oh, so you want to start from the best and we'll build up to the worst?
Well, I mean, don't go through every film. Are you going to go through every film?
I'm going to go for every film, but quickly. We're not going to review them again.
Okay. I thought it was going to do like top 5 of each.
No. I'm going to. Do you want me to count from worst to best or best to worst?
Can we do top 5 best and then top 5 worst?
No, I think we should go from top to bottom because I've got a method here.
Okay, sure. You sound like you thought this through.
Yeah,
more
I have.
than me.
So do you want to go from the worst or to the?
You're the boss.
I'm going to go from the worst. Okay. So the worst film we saw this year.
The worst film in the world.
The film that had the lowest mark from us originally was The Predator,
Yep.
with a total score of 0.5.
That is low.
It is low.
Sorry, can you remind me what we actually scored that one?
Well, I gave it 0. You gave it 1.
And I've now downgraded that to a 0, and I don't think
So
that
it's
you've changed
even worse.
yours.
Yeah, so it's even worse. These are the original scores.
It's a solid 0.
Yeah.
Like, the filmmakers shouldn't have tried.
They should be ashamed of themselves.
They should have been campaigning against it.
Yes.
That's how bad it was. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Next up, a tie with an average of 2 out of 10. Mortal Engines and Robin Hood. What of those two is worse than the other?
Mortal Engines.
So you think Robin Hood is better than Mortal Engines?
Yeah, Robin Hood was pretty bad, but it was at least watchable. Mortal Engines, I wanted to leave.
Okay, great. So Predator, Mortal Engines, Robin Hood. Next up, with an average of 2.5, is Tomb Raider.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, terrible. Now we have 3 films with an average of 3.5. They are Red Sparrow, The Meg, and Fantastic Beasts. What order would you put those in? Red Sparrow, The Meg, Fantastic Beasts.
Red Sparrow is the worst. Fantastic Beasts is number 2, and The Meg is number top.
I would agree.
Yes.
Red Sparrow was upsetting. Fantastic Beasts was just
Really
bad.
boring.
And The Meg was entertainingly shit.
Yes.
So I would agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have 4 films with an average of 4. We have The Post, Venom, First Man, and Jurassic World.
First Man bottom.
Yeah. Boring.
Easily.
Yeah, boring film.
Jurassic World. Oh, that's difficult. Jurassic World and The Post. Oh, I don't know. No, Jurassic World I actively disliked. The Post I only found boring.
Yeah.
And then, was it Venom?
And Venom, I think we underrated.
Yeah.
We should have marked Venom higher.
Yeah,
Venom was good fun.
Venom's up there.
Cool. Okay. Next, average of 5 points was Darkest Hour.
Just Darkest
Darkest Hour,
No
yeah.
drawing. Okay, great.
No draws. Then we had 3 films with
Because that's way lower than Venom.
Yeah. Now we had 3 films with an average of 5.5, which was Ocean's 8, Crazy Rich Asians, and Phantom Thread. All these films better than Venom.
Okay,
Ocean's 8,
okay, so
Crazy Rich Asians, and Phantom Thread.
Phantom Thread's at the bottom there.
Okay.
I think Ocean's 8 and then Crazy Rich Asians.
I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to put it Ocean's 8, Crazy Rich Asians, and Phantom Thread.
Really?
I liked Phantom Thread.
Okay.
I like a film about people who have weird sex.
But at least you're Crazy Rich Asians against above Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
That's
Ocean's 8 was poor.
at least we can agree on that one.
Yeah. 2 films with an average of 6. We had Ready Player One and Black Klansman.
Black Klansman's above it,
Yeah.
but not massively
Not loads,
so.
but yeah.
saying that Ready Player One should be lower than it is.
Yeah, we overrated Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, I definitely Black Klansman is the better film of those two. Cool. Then we've got 3 on 6.5. We have Call Me By Your Name, Isle of Dogs, and Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2, Call Me By Your Name, Isle of Dogs.
I would say Incredibles 2, Isle of Dogs, Call Me By Your Name.
Okay.
Yeah. I liked Call Me By Your Name more.
But they're all a fair ranking to be the same.
Yeah, I'd agree. They're very different films.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Now we have 6 films with an average ranking of 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, that is our standard average.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, this is great. It's all right.
This was tolerable. Yeah.
It's nothing special, but it didn't really put it wrong.
100%. So with this score, we have Downsizing, Solo. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, never mind then.
Downsizing, Solo, Leave No Trace, Mission Impossible, Star Is Born, Widows.
Wow.
They are so not of the same quality. We were too kind to some of those films.
What has happened there?
Yeah.
Okay, again, tell me.
Oh, I would put Downsizing very much at the bottom. We overrated that film.
Sorry, can you read the films out again?
Downsizing, Solo, A Star Wars Story, Leave No Trace, Mission Impossible, A Star Is Born, and Widows.
Okay, well, so Downsizing at the bottom.
Downsizing is clearly the bottom. Yeah.
Solo's not much above it.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
What's left?
Leave No Trace, Mission Impossible, A Star Is Born, Widows.
Mission Impossible, I think. Then Leave No Trace, Widows, and then A Star Is Born. Bloody hell!
I would agree.
This is really with
I would agree.
All 6.
I would absolutely agree with that ranking.
Okay, this is a difficult one.
Now we're because now we're at
How
like
on earth are those the same rating?
I know. Okay, next with an average of 7.5, we have 3 films. We have 3 Billboards, Deadpool 2, that's too high, and Bohemian Rhapsody. What were we thinking?
Whoa!
And Bohemian Rhapsody.
Sorry, 7.5 is this?
7.5, we have we have 3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri, Billboards 2, Deadpool 2, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Deadpool, 3 Billboards, Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody deserves to be a lot higher than that.
I agree. Oh, I think 3 Billboards does as well, though.
Yeah.
I think my low mark dragged that film down.
I imagine so. That bloody hell, that is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say Deadpool 2 last, then I'd say Bohemian Rhapsody, then 3 Billboards. I think the quality of acting on 3 Billboards ranks it higher. Much as I liked Bohemian Rhapsody,
yeah,
the acting in 3 Billboards was so good.
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with you on that. I'll change around. I'll agree. Just because 3 Billboards genuinely had a shout at winning Best Picture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. We now have 7 films with an average of 8.
Ugh.
So we have Molly's Game, A Quiet Place, Hereditary, Skyscraper, Hotel Artemis, Searching, and Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh, that's a very difficult
That's a
list.
good batch. They're all good.
That is, and they're not all badly rated.
No,
I believe that they almost all deserve to be in that height, that number. Okay, give me 3 at a time.
Sorry, Molly's Game, A Quiet Place, Hereditary.
Ooh, Quiet Place at the top, Hereditary, Molly's Game.
I would say Molly's Game at the bottom, then A Quiet Place, then Hereditary.
Okay, now give me one more.
Okay, then it's Skyscraper, Hotel Artemis, and Searching.
One more at a time. This is how I'm going to be able to do this.
Oh, sorry, Skyscraper.
Skyscraper. Absolute top.
I'd say that was the lowest. Oh, no, above Molly's Game.
I'm absolutely ranking by enjoyment on this.
Sure.
I've got to say, like, the actual reaction that I had to these films. That's how I rank films. That's why...
That's as valid a reason as any. Yeah.
Like, I rank films on the emotions that it gives me personally, because what else can you do without becoming super snobby?
Sure.
And just being like, yeah, well, you know, I guess that 2001 A Space Odyssey was just the perfect movie, because just the way that Stanley Kubrick directed it, like...
Yeah. You get too sooty, yeah.
It's not a fun movie.
Yeah.
Well, no, a movie doesn't need to be fun to be enjoyable. Sorry, that's not right. But that film, as an example, doesn't make me feel anywhere near as excited as potentially anything we've mentioned today. Well, sure. not anything, but like at least the top 3/4.
Sure. Yeah.
So why would I say that that's my favourite movie?
Yeah. Valid. Very valid, yeah.
So of what I'm ranking right now, of those 4, Skyscraper is number 1.
Okay. So we had Molly's Game, A Quiet Place, Hereditary, and Skyscraper. What order do you have them in?
I had them in Skyscraper, A Quiet Place, Hereditary, Molly's Game.
So Skyscraper was at the top.
Yeah.
Then Hereditary.
Yeah.
Then A Quiet Place. Molly's Game at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The next one was Hotel Artemis.
I will put that above Hereditary.
Okay. So now I've already forgotten.
Skyscraper, Hereditary, I believe.
Okay. Skyscraper, Hereditary, Hotel Artemis, Molly's Game.
Or something. I'm being inconsistent with what I'm saying here. It's all very similar. It's very difficult here.
This is a tough round. Next one is Searching.
Searching. One above the bottom, I think.
Above.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm sorry, I was hoping you'd remember.
And finally, Bad Times at the El Royale.
That one's at the bottom of this one.
I think that's at the top for me.
Bad Times?
I think that was...
Sorry. I was getting Hotel Artemis and Bad Times mixed up again.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Yeah, Bad Times. Just below Skyscraper.
Below Okay.
I've not rewatched Bad Times. Maybe it would change if I rewatch it again. But Skyscraper...
Skyscraper's it for you. Yeah.
Even after watching it twice is the thing. That's what really blows my mind. I know that The Rock is going to use his prosthetic leg to stop a door from closing, like he's whatever the character is from James Bond that Mr. Potato Head mimics in Toy Story 2.
Sure.
The fact that he does that and I watch it twice and get the same amount of enjoyment out of it.
Great. No,
that is excellent filmmaking.
Okay.
That film deserves an Oscar.
Okay. Next is with an average of 8.5. We have 2 films with an average of 8.5.
Oh, that's a good number.
Lady Bird and Mamma Mia 2.
Whoa! Oh,
one of those is different from the other.
Well, no, not that. I'm saying of the 7 films in the last 0.5 rating, bloomin' hell.
Yep.
These are below.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay, so Lady Bird, Mamma Mia 2. Lady Bird's the worst film for me.
Really? I would definitely say Mamma Mia was below Lady Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next up, we have 3 films with an average of 9.
Mm-hmm.
They are Shape of Water, Black Panther, and Love, Simon.
Love, Simon feels like the lower of those films.
Homophobe.
What were the other 3 films?
Black Panther and Shape of Water.
Yeah, there's no homosexuality in there, so I can't win that back. Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Love, Simon is... Oh my god. It's just below Black Panther, but very close.
Okay.
And then what was the 4th one that I ranked at the bottom?
So Shape of Water.
Oh, did I miss Shape of Water out? Shit. Shape of Water, Black Panther, Love, Simon. But they're close. I feel bad for putting Love, Simon at the bottom of that. But remember, this is still a 9 rating.
Okay. Fine.
Hey, it's difficult.
Fine. That's your choice.
No, fuck it. Love, Simon above Black Panther. Black Panther's at the bottom of that.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, you won me around on that one.
Excellent. Okay.
You just made me remember about, again, the final act of Black Panther.
Yeah.
It brings the film down
wasn't
a
as
lot.
Good. Yeah, indeed. Okay, and finally, we have 2 films with an average of 9.5.
Is this the final 1 and 2?
This is the final. This is number 1 and number 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Into the Spider-Verse and Avengers Infinity War.
I think Infinity War takes the lead for me on that.
Okay. You know what? I think I'd put Spider-Verse first.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Spider-Verse was just pure pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Loved it.
Well, good. Okay, that's a solid ranking.
And I would not have anticipated that. I would never. If you'd asked me in January, will your favourite film of the year be an animated Spider-Man movie? I would have been like, hell no.
No, actually, yeah. Now you say that, your favourite film of the year was an animated Spider-Man film.
That is an achievement.
That is.
They have done well to win me.
That really is something.
Yeah.
Okay, that is. Yeah, that's pretty great. You, as a person who you're not particularly for animated films.
Yeah.
Not that you're against them. You seem to be actively against anything with superheroes in it.
I'm not actively against.
Let alone the 7th film.
Yeah, I'm more just tired of it. I'm not against it. I'm just a bit like
the 4th reimagining of a character.
Exactly. I would never expected that to be like high up for me.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, that's your influence right there.
Cool. Your influence clearly had nothing.
No, yeah, I have had no influence on you whatsoever.
I'm like, yeah, boom, Infinity War, Spider-Verse. Yeah. Oh. Cool, well, that pretty much wraps up our 2018. In fact, it fully wraps up our 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So thank everybody for listening for all the episodes that we've done so far this year. All the way from WALL-E.
Molly's Game?
WALL-E. Well, no,
on the main show, WALL-E, yeah.
Yeah, we got WALL-E going on there. We've got our 50th. We've got Forrest Gump, I think.
Yeah, that was exciting.
Yeah, we've got a few new seasons which we hadn't done before.
I'm excited for the next year of Beyond the Box Set. I think it's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of crap coming along, and some good stuff too.
And a lot of good stuff too.
Don't worry, I've got some ideas. I've got a treat or two planned, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah, what do you think next year is actually going to bring? I'm
hoping more listeners and I'm
hoping less. No,
fewer listeners. Just hoping that we just die on the vine. We have our live show. That's exciting.
Oh yes,
I'm
of course.
very excited for that.
BeyondTheBoxSet.com/live. Yeah, we're going to do ET live in our own local pub, the Chemic Tavern.
Yes,
that's going to be on Saturday, January 19th, at 8 p.m. British time. We're not going to put that out live, but we will put that out on our feed the following Friday.
Yes.
So, yeah, you come live, you essentially get a 6-day advance on a show.
Yes.
Plus, also, you get to see us doing it in front of you and embarrassing ourselves. And you get to heckle us, so that's also good.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, great. And I guess that if you've enjoyed listening to us through the entire of 2018, if any of you have gone from start to finish of 2018 with us, then you can go to patreon.com/beyondtheboxset.
Beyond the Box Set, you can.
Where you can pitch as much for us as you like, and if you do so, you will get the film review series that we've mentioned multiple times through this episode, Beyond the Box Set. We do full half-hour-ish reviews of all the films we've just mentioned over the past 6 hours. Jesus Christ, 6 hours, John.
6. This is going to be a struggle, but I will make it work. Yeah. I will make it work.
Yes. And watch me get this correct. Once a month, every patron gets a 30-second ad slot to go on the main show. And also once a month, we pick one patron who gets to pick a film for either the main show, which we'll pitch sequels to, and you're welcome to join us, or if you want to do another film, we'll throw that on the bonus show and have some fun with it there.
Yeah.
So all that's available at patreon.com/beyondtheboxset. That's that for the final time this year. Currently, me and John have got like 18 hours left of the year.
Yeah.
You guys will be listening to this in the new year, so hopefully it's not gone too badly so far. So, anyway, thank you everybody for listening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you everybody for subscribing. Hope you've enjoyed 2018, and here is to a fantastic 2019.
Indeed.
Oh, and if you've enjoyed our show, tell other people.
Yes.
Get us some more fans, because the more fans that we get, the better episodes that we'll do. That's the deal.
Absolutely. That is our agreement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it largely means we'll get better guests, and then we have to hold ourselves to a better standard. That's how the science works. Anyway, I'm still talking. I do a lot of talking when I'm very tired. John doesn't. John just sort of...
What? I'm enjoying letting you go for it.
You just kind of slur your words, your eyes close slowly, your face turns red.
I'm sorry, what?
It's not a great look. You should get some sleep, John. You get tired.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Bye.